Honestly, it was very lackluster. It was disappointing because even if I'm a Leon Edwards fan, I'm disappointed because I feel like Kobe deserved to have his jaw broken for what he said. If I'm a Kobe fan, it's like Kobe looked awful. There was nothing on his end, and even when you got to the fourth round, you're like, bro, you need to finish. Are you going to go all out? Is there any Hail Marys plays? But it was just a bad fight to end the year on for the UFC and for the welterweight division. Even Leon Edwards threw less than 100 strikes in a 5-round fight. I was looking at this like, bro, I'm about to fall asleep. Me and Donald Trump were looking at each other like, bro, let's go get something to eat. Let's get out of here.
I know this is all about Belal or about Leon now, Belal. But what was wrong with Colby? That wasn't, whether you like him or not. Obviously, that wasn't a Colby Covington like performance, at least from what I saw. Hadn't been in the octagon in a while. Was it rust? Is it old age? I mean, what did you make of that?
Honestly, I think he just sucks, and I think that people are going to realize that he sucks because his only wins recently were against guys that were on 3-fight losing streaks, the older guys that were on their way out and were done. So now he fought a guy that's hungry, a guy that's a champion, a guy that understands distance, understands striking, and understands strategy. I think Leon Edwards had a good strategy of taking the center of the cage right away and having Kobe back up. Usually when guys fight Kobe, they're backed up to the fence. Kobe pushes you to the fence and then makes you uncomfortable there. Leon really didn't have no point where he let himself get his back to the cage. So Kobe was like, wait, what the heck? I'm the one backed up to the cage? And it made him uncomfortable because he does have amateur striking. He doesn't have any power. He doesn't understand the art of movement in the cage. And I think that people just saw it there. He was exposed for how trash he really is.
All right, so now we look forward, and the question is now, who is Leon going to fight next? And you've heard, in addition to you, obviously, Belal, you've heard Shavkat, you've heard Islam possibly going up and fighting Leon. Have you talked to the UFC? Where are we right now? Because I think most people, Belal, have said, hey, it's Belal Muhammad who deserves the fight. So where are you right now with getting this fight?
I mean, I think there's nobody else that it should be but me, right? When I fought Gilbert Burns, I took him on 3 weeks' notice, and they told me, you beat Gilbert Burns, you're next. And Dana White said in the press conference after the fight, he's 100% next. Then I go out here and I was like, I'm going to weigh in as backup to be next, to cement myself. Like, I didn't have to. And the UFC didn't force me to, but I did it just to cement myself as being next, so there could be nobody else. And you look at the guys who could be other than me, and you're looking at like, well, Shavkat just beat Wonder Boy. I beat Wonder Boy 2 years ago, and I dominated him. It was and then I beat 2 top 5 guys right after that. So that shouldn't be scratched out. He's an amazing fighter, but he should not be skipping me. Islam, you have plenty of fights at 155. You have Oliveira rematch. You have Justin Gaethje. Like, there's no reason for that one to happen. And if I'm UFC, it's like Leon didn't earn a double champ fight or a huge fight, right? Because that fight was so lackluster. It's like, well, all right, what are we going to reward you with a Sean Strickland fight for when you didn't even do nothing? It was terrible. So like, Leon's coach gets on the interview today and he goes, I think Gilbert Burns deserves it. And I'm looking at these guys like, I really think that their whole team is like, dumb blondes. Like, they're not smart. And I'm looking at these guys like, bro, how did Gilbert Burns, who I just beat, deserves it more than me? Even Leon Edwards after the fight, I don't think that Belal should skip the line. I'm number 2 in the world, you moron. Skip what line? There's nobody ahead of me. I'm the guy that's next. Like, what are you talking about?
Right, you haven't lost in years, right? Oh, was the last time you, like 2019 or something?
Yeah. Five years ago that I had my last loss, and I've lost 1 time in 7 years. And I'm looking at these guys like, what do you skip the line? Like, these guys just don't understand.
Well, why do you think he's saying that? But why did his coach say that today? Why has Leon said that too?
I think they understand that, but terrible matchup for him. Stylistically, people will say, oh, well, the first fight was 1 round, and it was a 10-9 round. But when you're in there in the cage, what do you feel in 1 round? You feel strength. You feel timing. And I think that he had 2 times in that first round where he shot in on me. He tried to go for a takedown on me, and I picked him up with ease, and I reversed him with ease. So I think he understands the strength. And then he understands that that's a shell of what I am today. That fighter back then, that was 3-4 years ago, and I've had 5 fights since then against all different style fighters. So he understands that I've leveled up so much since that fight then I'm a terrible matchup for him. I'm his worst nightmare because I can strike with you, I can grapple with you, and I can out cardio. I'm better than you everywhere. And for him and his team, it's like you're the champion. You want to pick and choose the easiest fight for you. So let me pick and choose the guy that Belal just beat and dominated, Gilbert Burns. That makes more sense for us, right? What is he, number 6? Like, I'm looking at these guys like you guys are really looking afraid when you guys come up with these excuses for, oh, well, you know, he needs to sell fights. Like, you didn't do any interviews for your last fight. The Kobe Covington fight was the easiest fight to promote because Kobe does all the promotion and you didn't even do anything for it. I'm like, you understand that if you promote a fight, you get more pay-per-view buys and you get more money. I think they don't understand the art of finances. They're just dumb.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you don't get this, Belal, what do you do? Where do you go from there? Because it's almost at the point where, like, you're right at the top. You're number 2. You haven't lost in forever. You've beaten the top fighters. I mean, what do you have to do to get the fight? I mean, do you have to start saying crazy things like Colby? I mean, what do you do? Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm gonna get it, so I'm gonna put that positive energy out there.
Okay,
but like, there's nothing else out there that makes any sense, right? Like, I'm never 2 in a row. The guy above me is Usman, but he's on a 3-fight losing streak, so that doesn't make any sense. And if I don't get it, who's gonna get it? Shavkat. But okay, if Shavkat fights it, then who am I gonna fight? There's nobody else. I've literally beaten everybody else in the top 5. So the thing that makes the most sense is me fighting Leon next. His team are saying April. I'm down in April. Let's go. And then Shavkat gets winner. And I'm going to fight Shavkat because me, I want to leave a legacy of being the best welterweight to do it. I'm not going to sit there and be on the sidelines. Oh, I don't want to fight this guy. Oh, where's Conor McGregor? Let me fight him. I was like, no, I want to be the best. I want to be up there with GSP. I want to be that guy. And I've been there this whole time. The guys I fought were all title contenders.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I was the champion before because I literally had 5 top 10 wins. Those are all number 1 contender fights that they could all fought for the title right after me.
Is April, is that UFC 300? Is that
yeah, that's UFC 300.
Would that mean something? Would that be cool for you to be a part of what I'm sure is going to be a historic event for the promotion?
Yeah, honestly, that would be huge.
Fight. Yeah.
For me, it's literally like, bro, I can literally just give me a title fight in the barn, in the backyard. I don't really care. It's just like, I've worked so hard to get here and I've clawed my way here. And people were like literally before I took that Gilbert Burns fight, I was like, my mental, I was going through so much hurdles because it was like 3 weeks notice. And it was like, we literally were off the couch and they were like, am I really going to put a 5-year winning streak on the line to fight a guy like Gilbert Burns at 3 weeks notice? Because if I lose, there's not going to be nothing else that I'm never going to get a title shot ever.
Yeah.
And it was like, I went through so much to get there and I got it. And it was like, I still have to wait. Please just give me this fight. Just let me get this title fight. I don't care about nothing else.